In the world of Bitcoin, understanding wallets and transactions is crucial for securely managing your digital assets and effectively participating in the network. With Bitcoin, you have the power of self-custody. By controlling your own wallet and safeguarding your private keys, you essentially become your own bank. This autonomy enhances your financial privacy and security, but also places the responsibility of protecting your assets on your shoulders. Therefore, it is essential to gain a deep understanding of how wallets function, including the mechanics of private and public keys, the types of wallets available, and the security measures required to protect your digital assets. This knowledge empowers you to effectively manage your Bitcoin, mitigate risks, and ensure that your funds remain secure under your sole custody. Imagine a private key as the master key to your Bitcoin wallet, a randomly generated 256-bit number that serves as the ultimate proof of ownership over your Bitcoins. This secret key enables you to sign transactions, acting as a cryptographic signature to verify that the funds you are sending are indeed yours. Without it, accessing or spending your Bitcoin becomes impossible. On the other hand, the public key is like a counterpart to the private key. It is derived from the private key through a process called elliptic curve cryptography, a mathematical method that ensures security and efficiency. The public key is used to generate your Bitcoin address, the alphanumeric string you can safely share with others to receive funds. While the private key is secret and must be protected at all costs, the public key and Bitcoin address are meant to be shared publicly. Here's the fascinating part. The relationship between the private key and the public key is unidirectional. You can derive a public key from a private key, but it is mathematically infeasible to reverse the process and deduce the private key from the public key. Bitcoin Improvement Proposal 39 is a standard that introduced a way to generate deterministic wallets using mnemonic phrases. This means you can recover your entire Bitcoin wallet with a simple set of words, making backup and restoration processes user-friendly. Mnemonic phrases, commonly 12 or 24 words long, are generated from a standardized list of 2048 predefined words. To understand how they work, let's dive into the concept of a bit. A bit, short for binary digit, is the most basic unit of information in computing, representing one of two possible values, 0 or 1. Think of a bit as a tiny switch that can either be on or off. A 24-word mnemonic phrase corresponds to 256 bits of entropy. In simple terms, entropy measures randomness, and 256 bits represent an unfathomably large number of possible combinations. To visualize this, think of it as a list of 256 bits, each of which can be either a 0 or a 1. This means there are 2 to the power of 256 possible combinations, as each bit doubles the number of potential outcomes. This astronomical complexity makes it virtually impossible for anyone to guess or brute force your seed phrase. Since this is very complex for people without a computer science background, here's how it works in simple terms. Each of the 2048 possible words in the BIP 39 word list represents a specific number. The word bacon, for example, looks like 0001001010. When you put the 24 words together, they form a long string of zeros and ones that eventually give you a 256-bit number. This number is your private key, which is the secret password to your wallet. Each word in your 24-word mnemonic is chosen from a list of 2048 words. When you create a 24-word phrase, either by dicing them yourself or letting the wallet software randomly select the words for you, you are essentially randomly selecting a unique combination from a massive pool of possibilities. The total number of possible combinations for a 24-word phrase is 2048 to the 24th power. The resulting number is so large that it is almost impossible to grasp. If every number from 1 to 2048 to the power of 24 could be squeezed into a square millimeter of the Earth, we would need 5.8 septillions of septillions of septillions of Earths to have enough space. The size of this number makes it practically impossible for anyone to guess your private key. Even with the most powerful computers in the world, trying to randomly guess your 24-word phrase would take billions upon billions of years. This is why your private key, which is generated from this process, is secure from brute force attacks. Your 24-word mnemonic is transformed into a private key using complex cryptographic algorithms, but it's a one-way process. This means that while you can generate a private key from the 24 words, no one can take your public Bitcoin address or other information and reverse engineer it to figure out your private key or the 24 words. This unidirectional relationship is a core feature of the security in Bitcoin. For added security, you can enhance your mnemonic phrase by including a passphrase, often referred to as the 25th word. This passphrase acts as an extra layer of protection. This passphrase can include any word, phrase, combination of letters, numbers, or even special characters. It doesn't need to come from the predefined list of 2048 words. Looking at the computing, in very basic terms, the passphrase randomizes the bits again. This means even if someone were to obtain your 24-word mnemonic phrase, they would be unable to access your funds without knowing the passphrase. A special form of wallets is the so-called multi-signature wallet, a specific form of Bitcoin wallets that require multiple private keys to authorize a transaction. This adds an extra layer of security and is useful for joint accounts or organizational funds, where one single person should not be allowed to transfer Bitcoin without the other's consent. If we look at which types of Bitcoin wallets are existing, we can differentiate mainly between cold wallets and hot wallets. Cold wallets are hardware wallets that are offline and not connected to the internet. They offer enhanced security and are ideal for long-term storage. These wallets are physical devices that securely store your private keys offline. Hardware wallets are immune to computer viruses and provide a secure way to manage your Bitcoin. Hot wallets are wallets connected to the internet. They are installed on your personal computer or as mobile apps on your smartphone. They are convenient for daily transactions, but more vulnerable to hacks. It's important to understand that your Bitcoin are not physically stored in your wallet, which is a common misconception. Instead, they only exist on the blockchain. Your wallet simply holds the private keys that grant you access to the Bitcoin associated with your blockchain address. Security best practices. Never share the amount of Bitcoin you possess with anyone. Never share your private keys. They grant full access to your funds. Use trusted wallets. Only download wallets from reputable sources. Use cold wallets for large holdings. Store significant amounts of Bitcoin in hardware wallets. Safeguard your 24-word seed phrase. Keep backups in secure, separate locations. Create a reliable backup. Put your seed phrase in steel and store it in a safe place, so it is resistant to natural disasters like fires or flooding. Verify addresses. Always double-check recipient addresses to avoid sending funds to the wrong destination. Bitcoin transactions are irreversible. Bitcoin exchanges play a pivotal role in the ecosystem. They provide a gateway for users to acquire Bitcoin without the need to mine it themselves, making the digital currency more accessible to the average person. However, as with any tool, their benefits come with certain risks and challenges. Let's take a closer look at the good, the bad, and the ugly sides of Bitcoin exchanges. The good. Bitcoin exchanges have revolutionized accessibility. With just a few clicks, users can buy and sell Bitcoin using traditional fiat currencies like dollars or euros. This ease of use has been instrumental in driving Bitcoin adoption globally, enabling millions to participate in the cryptocurrency revolution without needing to understand the technical complexities of mining or blockchain infrastructure. Once purchased, Bitcoin can be easily transferred from an exchange to your private address, giving you full control over your funds. The bad. Unfortunately, Bitcoin exchanges are not without their drawbacks. Security risks. Exchanges are prime targets for hackers due to the large amounts of Bitcoin and user data they hold. Over the years, several high-profile breaches have resulted in the loss of millions of dollars in Bitcoin. Regulatory challenges. Cryptocurrency regulations vary greatly by region, and sudden changes in laws can disrupt operations. Exchanges can face shutdowns, bans, or legal pressures, leaving users in limbo. Fees. Many exchanges charge hefty transaction and withdrawal fees, which can eat into the profits of investors, particularly those engaging in frequent transactions. The ugly. Beyond the inherent risks, some exchanges have exposed users to catastrophic failures and outright fraud. The collapse of FTX in 2022 stands as a stark reminder of the dangers in the space. Over $8 billion in user funds were lost due to mismanagement and fraudulent activities, leaving countless individuals and institutions in financial ruin. Not all exchanges operate with clear or consistent auditing practices. In some cases, users are left to trust that an exchange is solvent without any concrete proof. When this trust is misplaced, as seen in past insolvencies, the consequences can be devastating. If you're considering buying Bitcoin but aren't ready to take full self-custody, choosing a trustworthy exchange is crucial. Exchanges can be broadly categorized into Bitcoin-only platforms, like Strike, which focus exclusively on Bitcoin, and general cryptocurrency exchanges such as Coinbase, that offer a wide variety of coins. While the latter is more well-known, it can also tempt users into speculative trading or gambling with their funds by also offering other cryptocurrencies. While Bitcoin exchanges offer a convenient entry point into the world of cryptocurrency, they require users to take care of security themselves. Understanding the risks and choosing reputable, secure platforms is critical to ensuring your funds remain safe.